Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse and Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, your host, on this journey through narcissism and understanding the narcissist. Today we're going to be presenting episode 17, which is titled Social Media and Fuel Acquisition. So in this episode we're going to be discussing how narcissists actually acquire fuel and how they use social media and things of this nature to actually do so. So what we're going to just start with here is the factor that if you're dealing with a narcissist of any type here, the odds are that they have all kinds of accounts all over social media. They're probably standard personal accounts. They may be business accounts. They may be fake accounts where they represent themselves as either friends that they know, or possible family members, or spouses, or something of this nature. So it's very common for narcissists to use accounts of this nature to gain fuel for people. It's also very common for them to use business accounts also for this purpose, where they'll appear to have a business account posted selling something, or peddling something, but the account is predominantly used to actually connect with people. I know in my experience here, my narcissist I was involved with a couple of years ago, she had a couple of social media accounts, one of which I actually was involved with her on a little bit, and she deleted that social media account in 2018 or early 2019, I believe, and it was kind of crazy because on her social media account, I won't tell you the exact name of it because I believe it now exists again, but she had 15,000 followers on this account, and at the time when she told me she was going to delete it, I basically told her, "You're crazy, you have 15,000 followers on this page, why would you delete this page? It doesn't make any sense." But this is what she did. She deleted the page. She removed me off the page as one of the administrators first, because I had been helping her on the page, or involved with her in some capacity on the page. And then she got rid of the page altogether and completely deleted it from social media. But this is an example of what they do to gain fuel. So you can imagine with her having 15,000 followers on this page, she probably had a pretty good source of fuel besides the fuel she was getting out of me. Because obviously when you have 15,000 followers, you are grooming probably some of these followers for the purpose, or the narcissist would be grooming some of these followers for the purpose of gaining fuel off them, because this is what they do. So when you are dealing with a narcissist, excuse me, what you've got to watch out for is, keep an eye on them. They've usually always got some kinds of fake accounts, family accounts. They may even have accounts that may appear that they're friends of these people, and they're actually the accounts of the actual narcissist. You have to be very prolific to look up this stuff. Like for myself, as I've explained before, I have some police knowledge and police investigation and training, as well as I have a background in psychology and criminal psychology as well too. So I used a lot of this to gain knowledge when I was looking up things to do with my narcissist as well, and having an understanding of what to look for here. It helps out an awful lot when you want to look up stuff like this. But for many of you out there, you may have no idea what you're really looking at when you're looking for stuff like this, and very often you could be looking on your narcissist social media page, and very often the other sources can be right there on their page, or they can be hidden, which is again the case of what happened with myself and my narcissist, where she would go back and forth with me, and I would be friends on her Facebook page or social media accounts, and then I would not be friends with her because of course she was grooming some new fuel at that particular time. So when you're looking at stuff like this, it's sometimes hard to find what you need to find in this particular way, but usually the information and the evidence is out there if you look for it carefully and you take some time. And you can find out information on the internet about doing this particular type of thing. But if anybody out there on the N.A.R.C.N network ever needs some advice related to this, You can contact me at the N.A.R.C.N network. It's NARCN.network@gmail.com. And if anybody needs any advice, I'll be glad to speak to anyone and have a consultation with them as to what they may need to look for to find out whether or not they're dealing with a narcissist. Any of you out there who see this, you can feel free to email me if you need advice or if you need help. I am here to help with the situation with anyone that's gone through narcissistic abuse, and it would be my pleasure to help anyone out there deal with whatever they're dealing with on their end. So just to stay here like this, as we're looking for stuff to do with the way narcissists acquire fuel, they'll be doing this through social media accounts. They may be using social media business accounts to hook up with people. They will be generally looking, if you're in a period with them perhaps where you've become devalued and they're not talking to you, the odds are they're probably keeping an eye on you from some other social media account. I know that they will use, again, their spouses' accounts to keep an eye on you. They will use hidden social media accounts that you can't find, or that you're simply just you don't see because you don't know what you're looking for. They do this in all different ways, but they acquire fuel too from just getting out in the world. They can go to a coffee shop and have a conversation with an attractive coffee barista, and that coffee barista can become their next source of fuel. Whether it be just a tertiary source of fuel on the side, or they can be grooming this person for a more serious thing, or even to become an intimate partner primary source of fuel with them. So they are looking constantly for fuel all the time, and everybody who is around them, it doesn't matter who it is, can become a fuel source. It doesn't have to be a person off of social media. It doesn't have to be a social media contact. It can be literally anyone, as was the case with my narcissist, where she was grooming many people around her. Some of them were her friends. Some of them were friends of her spouse as well. Some of them were just other people that she knew, that I knew in common as well too. They can gain this fuel from anywhere. They're very good at it. They're very good at being very charming with people, and they're very good at swaying people. Because even though narcissists are predominantly largely fake people, and they function off of a lot of the cognitive things that people function off of, like for instance, they put forth attention to you like this, but that attention is of a fake nature usually, and they use this very, very well to gain fuel and to gain appliances as they go, and they're constantly looking for to put a new appliance into their fuel matrix at any cost here. And it can be anyone. It doesn't matter. Narcissists in general are people who will just take attention from anybody, and this is the way that they work. So I just wanted to let you guys have a little idea here as to what goes on with them, is when you're dealing with them with social media, or when you're dealing with them with acquiring fuel. They will attempt to acquire fuel from anybody that they can. It doesn't matter who it is. Of course, they probably prefer to do it with the person that they find attractive, but they will also do it with people who they can also target simply as being useful to them in some fuel matrix way, as far as anything that they can get off of an appliance source. It doesn't have to be any type of intimate interest either. It can be just one where that person provides attention and fuel to the narcissist. So I'm going to let you guys go. This has been episode 17. I'm going to be coming back with episode 18. We're going to talk a little bit about why the narcissist goes missing in episode 18, and how that basically works into how they behave as a narcissist. So I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to catch you in the next episode.